When we think of one of the most brutal knockout finishes in UFC history, we remember the name Ivan Smolov in his fight against Rafael Lovato. Smirnov delivered a shocking spinning back kick to the face that put his opponent into a deep sleep. But what many people do and know is that this was not the first time that Ivan had finished an opponent with this same move. And there is a tragic reason behind why he kept performing this move again and again. So what's going on, guys? I'm here to break down the no-holds-barred world of MMA, and today we are taking a look at the story of the human wrecking ball that is Ivan Smirnov. It was March 2020 and all eyes were on the UFC Fight Night event taking place in London. The fans were going wild when two fighters made their way to the octagon. On one side, you have the tough-as-nails Brazilian Rafael Lovato, who was known for his incredible grappling skills. On the other side, you had the big-punching Russian Ivan Smirnov, who was famous for his explosive striking power. These two warriors couldn't be more different from each other, but they were about to put on a show that would leave everyone speechless. As the first round began, it was clear that this was going to be a battle between a boxer and a wrestler. Lota was trying to take the fight to the ground while Smirnov was keeping it standing. It seemed like Lota was in control until suddenly Smirnov landed a massive spinning back kick to the face that sent his opponent crashing to the canvas. Everyone in the arena gasped as Lovato was in a deep sleep. The referee immediately jumped in to stop the fight, and the crowd erupted into cheers. But this wasn't just any ordinary knockout. It was one of the most brutal and technically perfect finishes we had seen in a long time. As it turned out, this wasn't even the first time that Smirnov had done this. He had actually knocked out 3 of his opponents with the same move. So why did he keep doing it? Well, the answer is both hilarious and tragic. In an interview after the fight, Smirnov revealed that he had been practicing this move specifically for Lota, because he knew that his opponent would try to take the fight to the ground. So he thought that a flying kick would be a great way to keep the fight standing. But that's not the whole story. You see, Smirnov's daughter absolutely loved this move. Every time he would do it in training, she would jump up and down with excitement. And since he had already used the move in several fights, he wanted to bust out the spinning back kick for his next one. Let me tell you, he definitely did. After the fight, he told the reporters, "I think this is my trademark move now. It was actually my daughter's idea. She always gets very excited whenever I hit a spinning kick in training, and she always asks me to do it in the next fight. I promised her I would try to do it in this fight, and I did." Talk about a proud papa. It's not all sunshine and roses for this Russian fighter. You see, Smirnov has had a pretty rough go of it lately. He suffered 2 losses in a row before facing Lota, which had never happened to him before in his professional career. This is what led him to make a shocking statement after his victory over Lota. He said, "I want to fight 4 times this year. I want to dedicate this win to my family. I love them so much. If I lose the next fight, I will retire." Now that's some serious dedication to family. It turns out that Smirnov's personal life has been anything but easy. When he was just 19 years old, he became a father for the first time. However, his child never got to see him compete as a professional fighter because tragically the baby passed away. But that wasn't the only tragedy that Smirnov had to endure. In 2018, his brother died in a motorcycle accident, and soon after, his father also passed away. All of this was happening while he was still trying to make a name for himself in the world of MMA. During that time, he was fighting in the M1 global promotion based in Russia. Despite all the setbacks, Smirnov kept pushing forward, honoring his family by fighting in their memory. He once said, "My father always told me to keep going forward, no matter how difficult it was. He was my hero, and I miss him dearly. My brother and my son are my motivation. I fight for them. That's why I can't give up." His determination paid off when he caught the attention of the UFC and signed a contract with the biggest MMA organization in the world. But it wasn't all smooth sailing from there. In his UFC debut, he faced off against another tough opponent, Lan Sakawara. Despite being the favorite, Smirnov lost the fight via unanimous decision. And then in his second fight, he went up against Alonzo Menafield, and unfortunately lost again. This was the first time in his career that he had lost 2 fights in a row. To make things worse, he started questioning whether he even belonged in the UFC. He said, "I was getting beaten up pretty badly in both fights. I think I was in a bit of a shock. I don't know. I've never lost 2 fights in a row before, not in amateur, not in pro. I thought maybe I wasn't good enough for the UFC. Maybe I should go back to Russia and fight in smaller shows." But he didn't give up. Instead, he took some time to regroup and come back stronger than ever. And that's when he landed the fight of his career against Lota. After knocking out Lota and making his daughter proud, Smirnov had a point to prove. He wanted to show everyone that he could hang with the best of the best in the UFC. But in the next fight, he faced off against another tough opponent, Volkan Ozdemir. And unfortunately, Smirnov was knocked out in the first round. Even though he had the heart of a lion, it was clear that his head wasn't in the game. And when his mind was elsewhere, his body followed suit. After the devastating loss, he decided to take a break from fighting. During his time away from the spotlight, he took on a new challenge, becoming a coach. But as fate would have it, he couldn't stay away from the octagon for long. Soon enough, he was back in training, ready to make a comeback. And that brings us to his latest fight against Michael Aleksichuk. This Polish fighter was no pushover, but Smirnov was determined to put on a show. Unfortunately, the fight didn't go as planned. Aleksichuk knocked out Smirnov in the first round, leaving him with a record of 15 wins and 7 losses. While this may not seem like a stellar record, it's important to remember that not every fight ends in a win. In fact, losing is an essential part of any fighter's journey. It's where they learn, adapt, and come back stronger than ever before. After his last fight, Smirnov took some time to reflect on his journey so far. He realized that while he may not have the belt yet, he has accomplished something even more important. He has become a role model for his students, showing them that it's possible to achieve greatness through hard work and dedication. Now, as we wrap up our story of the amazing Ivan Smolov, I want you to remember one thing. It's not about the belt. It's about the journey, the struggles, the losses, and most importantly, the heart of a true champion. So keep going, warriors. No matter what life throws your way, you can always come out on top. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on all things MMA. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.